Do you want more? More time, more balance, more love, more sex, more money, more real, and less bullshit? This is the Women Wanting More podcast with Dr. Karen Osborne. Real life, real stories, plus real tips to get you more of what you want.
So let's see if I can record this podcast without falling apart. Or if I do fall apart, then this is what's supposed to happen. Breakdown, breakthrough. So, here's what's happening in my life right now, sister. This morning, I had every fucking excuse. To not show up for my day. My husband, Ed, was diagnosed with Crohn's disease 2009. About a year or so later, he had emergency surgery, had the majority of his colon removed. It did not take away the pain, it saved his life because of a extreme blockage that he had in his colon. And I don't just mean like, no, he would have died. No, like literally, like we gotta fucking get you in because you're gonna die if this doesn't get fucking taken care of. And he came out of the surgery and the pain remains. And Ed has done his best with meds and other things that he's tried, and there's still more. There's always more that you can do, right? There is always more that you can do. But it came to a head last night, and so today, as I record this podcast, this is coming up about a week later, but today, Ed is supposed to be on a plane right now to Laguna Beach to a commitment he had with Warrior, with his Warrior cert. And last night at 1:30 in the morning, he woke me up and said, Karen, I'm in so much pain. And he had felt it the night before as well. But, you know, Ed will go through these periods where he feels a lot of stuff, and then it's like, the pain level is less, but it's tolerable. And so, you know, in some respects, it was nothing new. But Ed goes, babe, this is different. This feels like right before surgery. This feels like around the time when all this stuff was going down. And the thing that Ed has struggled with and wanted to shift and change the most is clearly his health, right? Is clearly his health. The words of discouragement, the prognosis, let's just call what it is, words of discouragement that they had given him are not ones that he wants. You're going to die early. All the drugs increase your cancer by 100x that you've been on. You're going to eventually have a colostomy bag. Like all the stuff where we've just been like, fuck you, motherfucker. Fuck no. And so as we lied there in bed last night in the dark, talking about what's going on, and he was supposed to be up like an hour or so later, he's like, babe, I have not slept tonight because of the pain. It's so intense right now. It's so intense. And all the other stuff that went along with that. And he's like, and I need to get on a plane, and I'm afraid of what's going to happen. And I have to be fully on for these men that I'm supporting. And there's a physical component to him being there as well. And he's struggling, right? And what's happening with Ed is he's going head and heart. His head says, wait a second, I made this commitment. I don't fucking back down for commitments. He's been through 3 warrior experiences, 2 warrior weeks, Warrior X. Yes, my husband tends to think he needs to be punished. And then all the other programs he's done with Warrior, and is now doing Warrior Cert to really teach the principles of Warrior. All the things that changed our life. And he's had a live event and is just so in love with transforming men's lives, which, by the way, if you have a man that's listening to this, or you are a man, you need to go on Facebook and type in Men of Iron, I-R-O-N, Men of Iron, and join his free Facebook community and really see what this is all about. So, but he said to me, listen, the last couple of weeks, I've been hearing the voices saying, you can't go. And it was like, no, I gotta make a commitment. Maybe this just is the resistance. I'm not facing something that I need to face. And he said, but you know what? the last couple nights, it's been screaming at me. And it's interesting because I had an experience, and I shared this in the podcast in an episode back in fall of 2017, I had not a similar experience with the stuff I'm feeling in my body, but a similar experience with the voice where I was supposed to get on a plane and go. And this was a commitment that I made and I invested money into. And there was no refunds on the significant investment that I made. And it was just like the voice was clear. And I had a lot of guilt about it and said, no, I should go. And it literally, as it got closer and closer to the date, like it just kept screaming at me. It kept screaming at me. And I made the decision. I'm like, I gotta listen to the voice. I have no idea what it means. I still don't know what it means. No, the plane didn't crash I was supposed to be on. Like, it was nothing like that. But I don't know. What I do know is that when the voice, that intuition, that inner compass, your spiritual GPS, you want to call it, God, the universe, whatever, the voice you hear inside of you speaks, you need to listen the fuck up. And so as soon as Ed said to me, the voice is screaming at me, I said, then you cannot go. You know what the decision already is. And I know it's weighing heavy on your heart. And I know it's weighing heavy on your head to say, I'm letting these people down. And I know that's not who you are. So went through that and I said, listen, you gotta send some messages. He got up and he canceled his flight. It's the middle of the night. By this time it's maybe like 2 a.m. And he's in so much pain during all this stuff. And I said, just do the things you need to do right now. Come back to bed. And that was it. And then I was up for a little bit of time, right? And right now, like, I get 6 hours of sleep. I'm good. 7 a little better, but 6 hours I'm solid. Went to bed at 10. I can fall asleep fast because I meditate before bed. And then set my alarm for 4:30. And I'm like, I'm good to go, right? Have my morning routine. Well, with all the stuff that happened in the middle of the night, I wake up and I go, because I'm not waking up to my alarm, I just wake up and I look around and it looks like it's a little bit light out and I turn over my clock and it says 7:17 and I go, fuck, it's Monday morning. Now, my son has a Pro D day where they have, teachers go and get their, they go and get training. So there's no school for Tyson today. However, I got to get my boy to daycare. I have an hour and a half where I'm training with my coach, Rob. I am normally up early. I take my dogs for a walk. I meditate. I journal. I read and study. I teach that back. I go and I check on an email. I do a lot of things early in the morning when my children are sleeping, and that I do things that fulfill me. I move my body. I text my husband to check in and let him know what I love and appreciate about him. I do some work commitments. I study. I teach it back, my daily Facebook posts that you see on my personal page, and I also put that post on Women Want to More Facebook page. Make sure to like that page if you don't already. That's all part of my routine. I have coffee, I get my ketones ready, I have essential oils out, water, and I wake up at 7:17. So I wake up like this. Fuck. And listen, I know some of you start your day this way every day. What the hell? It was a good reminder of how things used to be for me sometimes too. And I had every single fucking excuse in the book to not execute on my day, to take that fuck kind of feeling and bring it into my day, to rush my kids and rush my husband and oh my God, and you did this and da-da-da-da. And I'm like, you know what? What needs to happen right now? Okay, I need to get up, need to put my contacts in, brush my teeth and pee. And then I hear my little boy, my little guy, Mommy, hey buddy, come on up, Mommy will be right down. And I'm like, okay, it is my decision right now on how I choose to show up, because I have every single excuse to be in a bad mood, to say I have to cancel this. Like right now as I'm driving back from boxing, I haven't checked in really much at all online. I haven't meditated. I haven't done any of that stuff. I'm going to have to find a different way. I'm going to have to call an audible and figure out a way of how I still will do this. I'll do this when I get home. I will find a different way. But I had every single excuse to say, fuck the boxing. Oh my God, Ed, I know you're in pain, but can you take out of daycare? I'm running all over the place. And I chose different. And so why did I do that? Is it because I'm some kind of superhuman that, in some respects, I'm not a superhuman, but I've been fucking training for these moments. Life is not about everything lining up, sister. I know so many of you fucking think that this is what it is. Oh man, when everything's perfect in my marriage. Oh, when I have that body I want. Oh, when the dollars are rolling in my bank account like nobody's business. Oh, when I like figure shit out with my children. No, nope. You will constantly be giving these tests, these experiences. As I told my husband, this week that you had already like booked off work stuff to be full on with warrior commitment, you need to not dip your toe back into fucking work. Don't fucking do that. This week is a gift. I honor you listening to the voice. Now fucking listen. I honor what was happening this morning that needed to happen for my husband. I showed up how I needed to for my children. I showed up how I needed to for myself without my excuses, without my reasons, without my bullshit. Everybody will have fucking excuses and reasons at some point. My husband could have used his commitment, his like, no, I'm going to do it, to ignore his body. The same way of being that created this in his body in the first place. And I say this out of fact, and he knows this. This is not out of blame. We create experiences in our life. Yes, there are some things that can happen that are out of our control. I'm convinced that 99% of it is the choices that we make, period. And that includes health. Better fucking believe that includes health. We own our decisions. We take responsibility for our life. You choose to see your life as meaning and not as meaningless. You choose to understand that you are here for a purpose and a reason, not to fucking work until you get to retirement and then slowly fucking die. You are not here to get beaten down by fucking life without having the ability, the tools, and the relentlessness to get the fuck up and to see the gifts and the lessons that are in it. And I said this to my husband today, that this week is a fucking gift for you. Will you choose to accept it? I said, you were here this week. You will take care of you. You were offline for a week, which to him is like, right? He's fulfilled by work. I get it. It would fuck with me too. This podcast, being able to speak this message, the videos I produce, it's not an addiction. It's not being fucking a workaholic. It's who we are as creators and producers. But right now, the creation needs to happen into healing his body. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. He had every single fucking excuse to ignore his body. Warrior is not about shirking on commitment. It's show the fuck up. Do whatever the fuck is required to do what you need to do. No excuses, no reasons, no lies, but they know what Ed has been dealing with in his body. And there will be another Warrior Week soon that he will be assisting at instead. This is how it's supposed to happen. He had every single excuse. I had every single fucking excuse. But there is a choice to show up in your life, and then there's their choice to fucking give in to your own bullshit. Which will you choose, sister? With love and with a punch in the face. Everybody has a fucking excuse every single day. Don't be like fucking everybody. Women wanting more. You're not here because you want to be like everybody. You're here because you are not. You are here because you feel called to something bigger than you. You are listening to this podcast for a reason right now, because most likely there's an excuse that you are fucking telling yourself that is a lie. You do not have the fucking right to fuck up your life and to shirk on your commitments because of your excuses. My husband has made a commitment to his health. I have made a commitment to how I live my life. I have made a commitment to this message and this movement and this fucking revolution that no matter fucking what, I put stuff out. No matter what. That I take care of me, no matter what. That my marriage, that I matter first, pardon me, my marriage second, my children, and then this message. I'm clear on that. And I'm clear that there's no fucking excuses in life. That when shit is going down, You still do what you need to do. It may look different. It may not look exactly the way that you want to. Welcome to planet Earth, where the rules in the game will change when you don't expect it to change. So here's your more tip for today. What excuse are you making in your life right now? And you can have a shitstorm going on. I know I hear from a lot of you. I get it. Impending divorce, abusive husband, children on drugs, children with learning behavior, 100 pounds overweight, depression, suicidal, dwindling bank account. I get it. You do have every single excuse in the book. What will you do with that? So here's what you need. Here's your more tip for today. Open up your journal and write this at the top. The excuses I'm telling myself are, and write. And on the second page, you're going to write this. The reason these excuses are bullshit is. The reason these excuses are bullshit is because, and start writing. Insights and revelations and breakdowns to breakthroughs to transformations do not happen by you listening to this podcast. Do the fucking work I'm asking you to do, not because of me, but because of you, for you, because you want this life of more. You don't listen to this podcast happenstance and, let me just check it out. No, you're listening to this for a fucking reason. Do something with it. I honor you enough to come at you with this energy, to fucking share the guts of what the fuck is happening in my life right now, so that you can hear this message. Do the more tip today, sister. On top of that, there are 3 things I want you to do right now. Number 1, if you do not already subscribe to the Women Wanting More newsletter, you need to do that right now. drkarenosburn.com, drkarenosburn.com. Subscribe to the newsletter, which you're going to see my face when you go into the homepage. And you're going to enter in your email. I will send you the More for Action Guide, PDF, and quick video training, which is going to teach you how to start your day in power. All the stuff that I missed this morning that I will still fucking get done today. Number 1. Number 2, if you don't already subscribe to the podcast, do that right now. In addition, if you have not left a review, leave that right now. Leave a review. Let other women know how this podcast has really affected you in your life. And number 3, you need to right now go to drkarenosburn.com/theevolution and watch the short movie of the story of Christina, Amber, Carrie, Melissa, and Rachel at Women Wanting More Live 4.0, which was November 2017, to see what is possible, to dive deep into this work, which you hear on the podcast, but the 10X version. Immersion, 3 days in Victoria, BC, Canada, to get so clear on what you want, to get so clear on your deep why, to get so clear on your commitment, and to learn the tools and the skills of how to put this into place to get the life that you truly fucking want. Sister, watch the short movie. There's a chance to apply right now as I record this podcast. Again, this is about a week or so out, but there are currently 6 spots left for the next live event, which is called The Evolution. It's called The Evolution because it's a whole new fucking game than I've run my live events in the past. And it is by application only, and there are only 8 spots. 2 were taken. There are 6 left. drkarenosburn.com/theevolution. You will start with watching the movie, and you can click the apply button and begin that process. So I'll talk to the next episode, sister. A life of more is just one step away from you doing the fucking work every single day. I love and appreciate you.
To get the show notes of each Women Wanting More episode, including the How to Get More tip, subscribe to the newsletter at drkarenosburn.com/newsletter.